Hello folks and good evening and welcome to the channel. It's been a bit of a long wait for the previous video, but here we are today for SRS for their Season 4 Round 3 here in China, and this is going to be a special one. This is going to be a short qualifying going into a sprint race. I think it's going to be a 9-lap sprint race if I do remember correctly. And then it's going to end up going into an 18-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for the main race. Now this track here is 3.387 miles in length, or 5.451 kilometres. It's going to be 10 laps, sorry, for the sprint. This track has got 16 corners, 2 DRS zones. We've got 7 corners to the left and 9 to the right. The tyres we're going to be using are the C4 soft, C3 mediums and the C2 hard compound tyres. Now I've already got a few cars on track at the moment. You see Alpha Jeeves has invalidated his lap time, so we're going to go down. No, it seems to be all good, so I thought my R2 was a bit dodgy there for a second there. But what we're going to do right now, while we see some drivers out on laps, see the Red Bull of Anime Boy getting out of the way for that Ferrari coming through, which is Dan, who is on an out lap right now. We'll go and see who is on a lap. There we go, we're going board with Mean Moody there, who's just rounding turns 1, 2, 3 and 4 there, and coming up to turn 5 of to the end of sector 1. There we go, 25.2 there. We've seen Northover has actually put in the time, the benchmark for now, a 135.161. That's going to be time on the in the first place for pole position for the sprint. So what we're going to do is, I was trying to find it, there we go, we've got the tier 2 standings right now. So we've got Northover's actually on top right now with 66 points. We've got CJ Drama, who's in second place, 12 points behind on 54. Then just below that on 48 points is Fake Scouser. Then we've got Pahandro on 42 in fourth place. In fifth is Nivi on 41 points. We've got Big Balls on 35 points. Then we've got Dan in seventh on 34 points. Doubted String is on 30 points in 8th, 9th for Moody with 18 points, 15 for Hatham. We've got Swinney in 11th with 12 points, and Charlie in 12th with 11 points. Anime Boy is on 8 points in 13th. Then we've got Rizzle, who's on no points, same with Sydney, Ben Smith, Uglar, San and Jay Hartnell, and a few others who I don't think have even raced yet. So let's see, we'll get up the live chat right now, see if anyone's putting any messages. Nope, all good right now. So I've seen, as I was looking at that, we've got the times, some of the times coming there. We've got Little Majin, who's putting a 134.293, 3 thousandths of a second is between Little Majin and Fake Scouser. And we've got Pahandro, who just went and beat that by about a quarter of a second there, and has put in the fastest lap of 134.056. Let's see, we've got Thomas, who's weirdly enough out on the intermediates, just doing a bit of a recon lap, but you're not going to get very far on that. And I do notice that Haas is actually running this, is that the Japanese livery? That's actually quite cool. I've never even knew that was in the game. The cherry blossom livery that was used in Japan earlier on this year for, I think, was it round 4? Round 4 of the 2025 campaign. There we go, driving slow, going into the pits there, letting us have a nice look at that Haas there. Lovely. It was one of my favourite liveries, I've got to say. One of my favourite special liveries that we have seen over the course of Formula 1, but we'll see. We've got one driver who's still yet to set a time, is Alpha Tube's coming down into turn 6 now, and to the end of sector 1, starting in sector 2, coming into this double 180 degree corner of turns 7 and 8. Coming into turn 9 now, got to make sure you don't put the boot down too early or get on the outside curb, because that could easily just get that rear end off, and then you could end up invalidating your lap time. Now coming into turn 11, and we've got turn 12 here. Got to make sure you get a good exit from here, as it's a big long straight from turn 13 all the way down into turn 14. We'll go halfway down the straight. We've got the DRS is open, braking just before that 100 metre board. Now coming into the final corner is Alpha Tubes, going to the line, and they managed to put that into 9th place at 135.596. And there we go. So let's have a wee look. See CJ Dramas, the one who is runner-up in the in 2nd place anyway, after 2 rounds of this season 4 campaign. Currently sitting in 10th with 136.064. Got Doubt String just coming into the pits now. So CJ Drama going to go for it? He is. So just using up all the mediums here. Well, this one whole set of mediums on multiple laps. Let's see what he's going to do. Coming into turns 1 and now turn 2. It's technically just one big corner, but the field will need to split it up just to make it seem like it's got more corners. And here's 3, and then you've got 4 here. Going into turn 5, end of sector 1, 25.023. Now, how is CJ Drama going to do? Coming up to turn 8 and 9. Big question though is turn 10 and 11. You've got to make sure, no, 11 and 12, sorry. You've got to make sure you get them absolutely spot on, as you could lose so much time if you get a bad exit from these corners. So you've got to make sure you get that done and sorted. And oh, he gets a little bit out of shape. Looked like he got a bit of oversteer there on the exit, trying to get onto the power, and it was like the rear was trying to overtake the front of the car. Swinney has retired from the sprint qualifying with a 134.311. That's got comfortably sitting in 4th place as things stand. CJ Drama going through turn 14 there into 15, sorry, into 16. There's 16 corners here, and I forget that the exit at turn 14 is a little kink of there. But yeah, CG Drama is unfortunately invalidated their lap time, not managing to improve on that. So see little margin. They're on a lap right now, going through turns 7 and 8. Going through 9 and 10, being careful on that throttle. We don't want to end up going a bit too wide there, as I could pull you out. Going into turn 11, kind of load of grass on that left front tyre. There we go, managing to get a decent tow off of that car ahead. That's the Alpine just ahead. That's giving them a great tow. I think that's Doubted String getting prepared for their lap, and they're not going to get out of the way though until it's too late. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate there for Little Margin. That's definitely going to cost them that lap. Let's see what they're going to do coming out of the final corner. They're going to the line. There's a 134. Oh my god. It's 7 thousandths of a second they were off, and Pahandro looks like they're going to have it, unless Fake Scouser's got anything to say about it, or any of the other drivers out there. We'll try and go further down. We'll try and see who is further down right now. CJ Drama coming into the pits. We've got Northover, current championship leader as things stand. Coming down into turn 14 is going to be heavy braking here just before the curb start, just before the 100-metre board. And just to get a good exit out of there, and that kicks Team Sauber to the line. They're going to improve on their time. Yes, they do. They managed to put that into P3, 134.198. Nevi goes P1 and takes that pole position, 133, first person into the 133s. And Dan is only going to do the same, 133.875 for Dan. Nevi, 133.896. Fake Scouser puts that into P3, 133.996, and we've got one last driver left. Pahandro was sitting on pole position before all of this happened, and he's just gone and done it. I've seen that just glimpse up there at the end, 133.463. What the hell? Jeezy peeps, Pahandro, that was an insane time there. Imagine to get that pole position there. And then you've got Dan in P2, 4/10 behind, same as Nivi in third. Fake Skills are 4th, Imagine 5th, 6th for Northover. Then we've got Swinney, Doubted String in 7th and 8th, 9th for Alpha Cheap, CJ Drama in 10th, 11th for Mean Moody. Then we've got Thomas in 12th, only doing a lap on the intermediates, and Anime Boy 20 seconds off the time. Never managed to get a proper lap in either. It's going to be starting at the back of the grid in 13th place. Now moved on to a 10 lap sprint race here coming up. And we've got Pahandro in the chat. Welcome along, Pahandro. Congratulations on that sprint qualifying pole. And it's a little bit wet outside. So let's see how this is going to go for you, Pahandro. Are you going to manage to keep that going around the sector 1, or is it all going to go up in the air? We'll soon see in a few moments. Here we go, we've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're away for the start of this Sprint Grand Prix here. It looks like Pahandro's managed to get a good start, but hold on a second. It looks like Dan's not even going to be able to have a shot getting up there, but Fake Scouser is having a look up the inside. Dan looks like he managed to get it done. There was a little bit of contact there. Judging by Northover getting up that inside line is fighting away with Fake Scouser for that P2 position. Who's going to be able to get out? And there's a little bit of Skittles action going on. We've got a 10-second penalty for collision with Doubted String and gained 1 position. So Doubted String is down into 12th place. We've got the Sauber and the Haas still side by side. Now looks like Northover's going to take that P2 position up 4 places. What a phenomenal start there from the Sauber driver. Dan and Nivi both lost 2 positions on that opening lap, not being the best of opening laps for them. So we've got Pahandro saying in the chat that he hates the rain. We'll see how he's going to handle it. We've got the Aston Martin and the Haas. Thomas and CJ Drama battling out for that 9th position. It looks like Thomas has managed to walk away the victor there. Is up 3 positions from his starting grid. And there's been contact. That looked like, was that CJ Drama just coming out of nowhere? Has he got a broken front wing? We'll find out if he has, and then we'll know what happened there, because we're on board with Mean Moody and he just got shoved out the way there. So I'm unsure what happened. Has Moody got wing damage? I can't see from this terrible camera angle. And it looks like a Williams of Nivy and Alpha Tubes was battling out there for that third position. I think, yeah, he's got a broken front wing, so that could possibly be something that's heading to the steward's room later on after this Grand Prix. I mean, Moody is just going to carry on with that damage as things stand right now. But one battle we're going to be sticking with just now is going to be for this second place between Fake Scouser and Northover. Right nose to tail right now, going through the first few corners of Sector 1. Bahandro's doing quite well out there, managing to extend that gap to over 1 second over Northover, so well done. Well, all that battling is going on behind him, but then again, we've still got 8 laps left to go, and that could all change in just a few moments' time. We're going to go down to Thomas and Little Majin, Thomas has just managed to make up another place. Little Majin is not doing well out there. Oh, and Thomas is up against the Aston Martin of Swinney here. Is that Cherry Blossom livery going to provide any luck here today for Thomas? It looks like it's already provided quite a bit there. Oh, late braking, a little tap on the rear of that Aston Martin. Has that has got any front wing damage? No, it hasn't, so that's a bit lucky there. A bit too late on the brakes there for Thomas. Managed to get away lucky there with no damage. Let's see, is he going to manage to make a move? There's going to be no DRS since it is a wet weather Grand Prix. Oh, and he just got hot the rear from Little Majin. Little Majin, I don't think it would be fair if he took that position at all. If he did, but nope, he's not. So that's nicely done there from Little Majin. A little bit of fair play there. Now is Nivy going to be took by Swinney here? Swinney looking for a go around the outside, but gets onto the marbles and that causes uncertainty. Tries to switch back, ends up hitting into the back of that Williams. Williams goes off wide, is going to lose positions. Thomas and Little Majin managed to get past, but hold on a second. Little Majin is not going to be able to actually keep that position as Nivy manages to get back up into 8th place. So he's only lost 2 positions with that. And Swinney is now up to 6th, Thomas up to 7th now. Looking back, and oh, see both of who's that, Little Majin and CG Drama trying to get up the inside of Nivy going into turn 6, and both managed to make that work and get up there. Nivy loses another couple of places there. It's not been their day, but we'll see if they could turn that around in the race or even in the later stages of this Sprint Grand Prix. Bahandro managing to extend that lead out in front to 1.5 seconds, just a couple of tenths over the previous lap. So well done to him, managing to do excellent work out there in these treacherous conditions. I mean, it is only intermediates for now, but is it going to get wetter, and is anyone going to end up going for a pit stop? We will soon be able to find out. We've got Swinney going for a move on Alpha Cheebs here. He's going to take that inside line going into turn 14. By the exit of turn 15, it looks like he's managed to get that position back. But hold on a second, they're going to go side by side around the final corner. Oh, and Alpha Cheebs actually ends up going off the track. What happened to Swinney? Swinney lost a lot of places there. Well, lost another place. Oh. I think there was a little bit of slippage as they were coming out of that final corner. Looking on at Bahandro, they've slowed down their pace a little, and Northover's managed to catch up by quite a considerable amount, by over half a second there in about a lap's time. So well done there to Northover, doing very well to battle out, and this is allowing the Fake Scouser to come into battle as well. As he gets closer, they both get closer. So on board with Thomas right now, he's going for a move on Alpha Tubes, trying to get the move going down into turn 11. Not going to manage to make that work. He can still get it on the exit. He's going to have the slipstream advantage, but then again he's got Swinney, who could be going for a move, and then you've also got a lot of Majin just behind that as well. So let's stay on board with Thomas right now and see is he going to manage to make a move here. Pardon me, that was very, very unprofessional of myself there. So no changes as things stand right now. Anime boys struggling out there, unfortunately, not their best race. I take it they've unfortunately maybe missed out on the wet weather practice that usually would be happening, which you should usually do if you're going to be league racing. Is always got to be practicing in that wet weather. Oh, going on to Thomas and Swinney. Swinney looked like he was going for a move there, but now Thomas is going for a move on Alpha Tubes, and he looks like he's going to manage to get that done. But he's got that outside line going into turn 7. Oh, they're side by side going around into turn 8 now, and it looks like Thomas has got that done. Nicely done there from the Haas driver. Oh, Alpha Tubes trying to throw up the inside. That was a bit too ambitious there. You were actually off the track there. Alpha Tubes that, and then ends up hitting into Swinney. That is that's not very fair sportsmanship there, I will say, from Alpha Tubes. Unless it could have been just panicking and trying to get onto the throttle, and yeah, we know how the throttle could be even in the dry conditions. Sometimes it could end up being a little bit shaky. But Thomas up 7 places, so he's doing quite well, but he's got a big gap here ahead of him. Is it 5 seconds? Trying to take that inside line from Swinney, doing a little dive bomb. Nicely covered off. We're going to go back up to this lead. 4 drivers are all together here. We've got Northover and the Silver, the Haas for Fake Scouser, Williams of Pahandro, and we've got Dan in 4th place. And I just realised Pahandro got overtaken by the pair of them, and I've been too busy paying attention to that other battle. My mistake. So, well, it was fortunate enough for Pahandro because he didn't see him getting overtaken. So, you're welcome, Pahandro. But as things stand right now, it doesn't look like Fake Scouser's going to be able to make a move unless Northover does end up making a mistake. So, we'll see how that is going to unfold. Oh, the Fake Scouser getting a little bit of shape, end up on the grass under braking there with the right hand side of his car, and that kind of threw him off shape a little. Oh, Fake Scouser struggling for grip there coming out of turn 12 and around 13 there. You're really struggling for grip going around there, so we'll see how that is going to fare. He's managing to close that gap quite substantially, and you see how much the battery does end up affecting these cars going down that straight. It's actually quite substantial. We've seen him dropping down by a couple of tenths there. Doubted String and Nivy battling for 10th place after qualifying in 3rd. We've got Thomas and then CJ Drama putting in the fastest laps on the board. So it looks like CJ Drama is on a bit of a run, and he looks like he's got his teammate up ahead of Swinney, who's sitting in 6th position. We'll see how that is going to fare between them two. Is there going to be some team orders, or is it going to be just battling it out? See, judging by the pace, since CG Drama is being the quicker of the two, I would say it'd be better for him to go. But then again, they could maybe not be playing the team game. We'll see how things are going to fare with that. Oh, but then again, CG Drama, they're just getting about of shape. You don't want to be doing that in the wet weather. Of course, it is easier said than done. And there's Swinney struggling for grip as well. Now, the one good condition about the sprint weekend rules on this game now is that there is no parc fermé from the start of sprint qualifying through to the race anymore. So if the sprint race is wet and then the main race is dry, then you could still change your setups in between, which is a lot easier, I will say. And I think that put way too much strain on the previous before Doubted String, looking like he's going to be able to get past the Williams here, but the Williams could be better on braking there. Doubted String managing to hold that momentum going around the outside of turn 14. We're going to move further up here and see. We've only got a couple of laps left to go, and is Fake Scouser going to be able to do anything to try and take that lead? He's been sitting behind Northover for quite a while now. But I think the only way he's going to be able to do that is if he holds off on using that battery. As you can see, it is quite low. Whereas Northover's got plenty of battery left, so he could easily deploy a little bit when is needed. And only two is Alpha Cheebs and Little Majin, but only two drivers above 50%. Well, that and Anime Boy, who's struggling out there. So we're going to go further up. See Thomas actually up 75%, so he's being quite conservative, and he's managed to close that gap to the leaders here. He's doing absolutely exceptional. Anime Boy getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That'll be travelling out with the white lines at the edge of the track. Don't want to be doing that. That would easily be getting you a penalty. So we'll move off board here and look down into turn 14. Thomas 1.5 seconds off of fourth place, so he's doing quite well out there. We've got Dan and Pahando battling out for that third place, and we've got Fake Scouser and Northover battling out for that the race win. Oh, Pahando going wide there at the final corner. That could be a warning for the Williams driver. So we've got, just noticed there, we've got Nassam in the chat here saying, yo, how's Little Majin, that bad in China? He was always good there, always battling for a win. I think it may be just to do with the rain and the poor start. So a bit unfortunate there, but seems to be doing quite decently coming back up. Could it all change in the race? It could just be one bad race. Maybe there's some things that have unfortunately not been able to cover. But we'll see. Right now, Thomas looking for any which way he can past Dan here in that Ferrari for that fourth position. Is it going to be able to pay off? We'll soon find out. All he's got to do is get a good exit here from turn 12 and 13. And these cars are struggling for grip. There's so much horsepower in the back of these cars that you put the throttle down a little bit and it just spins up. There's so much power. Looking on at Thomas though, he's going to try and take that inside line going into turn 14. Is he going to manage to make it work? We've got Swinney there just behind, watching all this going on. We'll go on board with Swinney and see what he's been seeing. Oh, and he's going to block off Dan. Swinney is blocking off Dan. Oh, he's going to go later into it, and oh, he loses his grip. I think the switchback would have been a bit better there, would have been a bit more yeah, he went for a switchback. Would have been a bit more safer, I will say. So let's have a look. We'll go back up to the top right now. Fake Scouser and Northover battling out for that first position. I'm unsure about if the rain is going to be coming in the race or in the future qualifying session. We will soon find out regarding that. And didn't see you stream for a long time. Yeah, I've had. Oh, Swinney get right out there. I think that was battling with Dan, and now he's just lost a position to his own teammate as well. So Swinney down in 7th place now, losing that position. We've got Thomas here in 4th. Is he going to manage to get Pahandro here and get onto that podium from starting in 12th position? He's been absolutely exceptional here, I will say. Now coming down at the back straight, he's always going to run out of fuel soon. He's going to have to try and keep it going. And I think, oh, that's Anime Boy who's into the wall, spun out. Oh, Thomas, a little bit of argy-bargy there going through turn 14. It looks like he's managed to get that done nicely. Going on to Fake Scouser and Northover. It looks like Northover's going to take victory here in the sprint race. Fake Scouser in 2nd, Thomas in 3rd, so it's a Haas 2-3 with Pahandro in 4th position. Dan 5th, Swinney 6th, Alpha Cheebs in 7th. We've got Little Mansion in 8th, then we've got Doubted String 9th, 10th for CG Drama, then we've got Nivy coming home in 11th place, Mean Man Moody coming home in 12th, and then we've got Anime Boy struggling to get back. Yeah, I remember Fernando, I remember you, Nazim. Got Pandro saying, told you I hate it. Yeah, I've got to say the rain is, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, it just depends on the race. I've had a few crackers here in my time. I think this was actually the only track that I ever got pole position on during my racing days, and I think that was, bloody hell, I think that was about 3 years ago now. I think that might have been like 22, F1 22 or 23, it's been a while. But there we go, congratulations to Northover there for getting that victory, and Fake Scouser in 2nd. Thomas coming up exceptionally well from 12th position to get that 3rd place. Pahandro in 4th, 5th for Dan Swinney in 6th, 7th for Alpha Cheebs, Little Imagine in 8th, 9th for Doubted String, CJ Drama in 10th, Nivy in 11th, Mean Moody in 12th, and then we've got Anime Boy in 13th. Now we're going to be moving on to the main qualifying session, an 18-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for the 28-lap Grand Prix. Nazim saying, I never liked China, I always have overheating tyres there. Yeah, for me, the one track that I remember hating was, right, funnily enough, it's going to be a bit controversial, but was Austria. I remember the only reason that I hated it was because I would always see my engine would be overheating and like crazy. That in Singapore, I just hated Singapore, to be honest. But yeah, it's for not streaming for a while is I've been kind of busy taking care of a little one. Ended up having a baby just a few months ago, so that's why you've barely heard from me on stream. So it's been a bit chaotic, I will say that. But now we've got an 18-minute qualifying session. Let's see who is going to come out on top. We've got Pahandro, who got the fastest lap out and got pole position previously in the sprint qualifying. We'll see how that is going to stand. But Northover did end up walking away with the victory. Thomas going on them intermediates again. We've got Doubted String and Anime Boy on the mediums. Everyone else selecting the Redwald soft compound tyres. And we'll see how the intermediates are going to go on a dry track. We'll see how that's going to stand. Give me just 2 seconds, folks. Right, so we'll see. Oh, did I just see someone? Oh, that was someone in the pit. Right. So let's see. Nazim saying Monaco is 1-2 for overheating. Yeah, I'd see. To be honest, I've barely done Monaco in so many years. To be honest, it was just one track I always hated. I would do on the career. I would turn laps and everything right down as far as I could because I just hated it. Well, thanks to you, I have a win on F124 that I could watch from Japan. Ah, so that's nice, and I'm glad that you could just go and have a wee peek and see how you did and how you got that. So I'm glad that that is up there for you. Let's see. So we've got Anime Boy, who didn't provide the best out there previously. Is there going to be any improvement from the Red Bull driver? We'll be able to see. If I'm right, I think this could be on full traction control right now. Just judging by the throttle input going through that turn 12 there, it sounded like it was very safe revs, to be honest. I could be wrong. The only race I regret I didn't stream was USA from 20th to 2nd. Oh, that's actually quite a good outcome. Oh, 136.432 there from Anime Boy. Puts that into 2nd place. Oh, ends up right off the track there. I think he was trying to get out of the way for, was that Thomas? No, that might be the other Haas, a fake Scouser who's on an out lap. And now he's went and got that Red Bull all muddied up with the dirt and the gravel. Altitude's 135.574. Go down and see Little Majin. OCG Drama 135.315. And Little Majin 133.828. Absolutely smashes that. So it was 133 what was it, 4 previously? For Pahandro. Currently still sitting in the pits with 12 minutes and 30 left on the clock. Thomas saying, was my sprint redemption a champions drive for you? No, because you deliberately went out on the intermediates in the qualifying, so you put yourself in that predicament. You're fishing here, Thomas, you're fishing. You done well, I'll say that. We've got Dan here coming down into turn 14. Low fuel. But is he going to run this to the end and then just do a real slow in-lap? I think he is. I think he's just getting this down to the bare minimum in regards of fuel load. So coming across the line, they're going to go P1 and take that provisional pole position with a 133.427. I think that's about the same time as what Pahandro had in SQ1. We'll see if that is going to continue again. Let's see how Fake Scouser is going to do. Coming down the back straight, nice exit from turn 12 and 13 to get on the power and use up all that battery on the run down into turn 14. Braking perfectly there. Oh, actually a little bit late there. Seems he may have made an error in the gear selection there. I'm unsure about that, but we'll see. Coming to the line, Fake Scouser puts in a 134 flat. Good enough for third place for them. Let's see how we've got Nivy and Northover. We'll go on board with Swinney right now. He goes deep into turn 14. And unfortunately he's invalidated, so is Northover. Nivy is the only one who's not set a lap time yet and has not invalidated their time. Nivy doing nicely, going down into turn 14 and through the kink of 15 into turn 16, the final corner. Let's see what he's going to do. He's using up as much of that battery as possible, and he's actually depleted that battery. Goes fourth place with a 134.160. So Fake Scouser's not on a lap. Doubt String, they on a lap. I think they are. They're currently sitting in 6th position as things stand right now. We'll see how that is going to fare for them. Let's see. They're going to be able to improve. Yep, they improve up to 5th position on the mediums too. An old pair of mediums, so nicely done from them. Me and Moody's staying right out of the way, a bit too much out of the way, I will say. That was for the woes of Nivy, who's already finished their lap. We'll go on board with... Oh, we've got Thomas here, who's actually going to the end of their lap as things stand now. And then we'll go on board with Pahandro just after that and see how they are doing. Coming into the final corner is the Haas of Thomas. To the line, time they're going to be able to put in the go 5th with a 134.301. So we'll see how that is going to stand. Are they going to still be 5th at the end of this qualifying session? We will soon see. We've got Pahandro coming around turns 7 and 8 now into turn 9 and turn 10, which is essentially just one big corner with 2 curbs sticking out. Going up to turn 11 here. Up to the tallest part of the track here. Now it's all the way down this, I think it's a 1.3 kilometres, I think. I can't actually remember, so do apologise for that. The straight was one of the longest, well, was one of the longest in the Formula 1. I think it was Baku's stole that away from it now. I'm unsure. I always forget what was the actual longest, but we've got Pahandro going into second place, is exactly 4 tenths off of Dan, who's actually managed to put in a stellar time, 1:33.427. And Little Majin is, well, Pahandro just goes 1/1000th of a second quicker than Little Majin. That is nothing in it between them two. We've got Northover, who is going to be going on for another lap here. Previous lap was invalidated, unfortunately. Let's see if he's going to manage to sort that out this time. Keep it within the white lines. Well, as long as you keep at least the one wheel within the white line, then you should be all good. Into turn 1 and 2, the goal getting right out there on the left hand side, going through turn 1, using up as much of that track as possible through turns 3 and 4, and then you've got turn 5 for heavy braking into turn 6, and it's downhill braking as well, which makes it a little bit harder there. It would make it a little bit easier to lock up going through turn 7, and it's going to be a long bit, and then it's going to be turn 9 now, turn 8, sorry, you keep on missing corners. Into turn 9 now, being careful of that exit curb and not taking too much curb at turn 10. Nicely does it there from Northover, coming into turn 11 now. Hitting them curbs ever so gracefully. Flat out all the way down into turn 14, heavy braking just before the curbs start on the left hand side. Final corner, what is Northover going to be capable of producing? It's going to be a 1:34.611, that's only been up to 7th place. Well, we'll see. He's still got time to get back in the pits and get another set of softs on, if he chooses to. Now, everyone else is in the pits or on an out lap, so no one else is out on track for a time right now, except from Doubted String, who's going to be the next one to start a lap. 2 seconds, folks. And Nazim, you say he misses apex turn 8. He did go wide. Who was that you were talking about there? Was that Pahandro? Or was that Northover? I'm unsure. It's just been a minute since I last looked at the chat, so I do apologise about that. Getting a little bit lost, trying to focus on so many different things. It is difficult. It just makes me think about these, like, in real life streamers who end up driving their car and they're looking at chat and everything. I'm like, what the hell? End up causing crashes. I'm like, how the hell can you do that? So he's on about Northover. Ah, right. Turn 8, you say? Ah, right. So that right hand 180 degree corner. Doubted String, 133.915. Good enough for 4th place. Nicely done. for the Alpine driver. Where is Thomas right now? Thomas is at turn 11, but I think... And my boy, let's see what they're going to be doing as they're coming down to turn 14. Walking up a little bit, they're going down into the braking area. We'll see how that is going to fare. He's coming around at the final corner now. Put flat to the floor. It's going to be a 135.034. It's good enough for 9th place. So nicely done there. We've got Thomas just coming around the corner as well. To the line goes P2, 133.548. Just a 10th.5 off of Dan. Dan actually kind of surprised me. So nicely done there from Dan to get that pole position for now. Still got time for things to change. CJ Dramas unfortunately invalidated their lap time. No, putting a 140 there, so they'll be getting back to the pits. Let's see, Alpha Cheebs may as well take that battery out of the car because he's used it all up now. And he's went quite deep into the corner. He's not going to be able to get another good lap time in, so 11th place is going to be where they're going to be starting, it seems. Don't do it, don't do it, Alpha Cheebs. You're going to end up getting disqualified. You're going to get disqualified. Just carry on. You're going to end up starting P13, which I just noticed Swinney's not even in this. I did miss what happened to Swinney, my god. They all lose time in corners because of low downforce. Yeah, I will say that is the problem with this track, is with it having such a big straight, you end up having to have as much downforce off the car as possible, and Alpha Cheebs is in the way of Northover on their final lap. What is he doing? Get out the way! Seems like Northover was about to take a page out of Sebastian Vettel's notebook there from his time with Ferrari and Hamilton at Baku. Voiced quite a bit of displeasure there before. Northover's going to be... Nivy is going to be getting in. Oh, he's getting in the way of Nivy as well here. This is so unfortunate in that. Ferrari needs to just get out the way for the other drivers that are on a quick lap. See who is that that's behind them actually. That is Pahandro. So Pahandro, if you're listening, you got to be careful just coming up into turn 14. There's a slow Ferrari just up ahead. Oh no, it's going to affect you too, Pahandro, unless he goes straight on. Oh my god. That is honestly... I'm honestly shocked at that, I'm not going to lie, guys. That is absolutely shocking behaviour, I will say. Yeah, it's got to be a penalty for the Ferrari. Yeah, he should have just went straight right into the pits to get out of the way for Pahando, Nivy, Northover. Got in the way of 3 different drivers there on their laps. That is not on, I will say. That is both the Williams and the Sauber got messed up from that. I'm FIA in that. Oh, you like a steward in SRS. Right now we'll get to the order. So we've got Dan on pole position. Then we've got Fake Scouser in the second. Is going to be lining up alongside his teammate of Thomas is in third place, and we've got Little Margin and Mercedes in fourth, fifth for Pahandro. Then we've got Doubted String in sixth, Navy in seventh, eighth for North over CG Drama, ninth, 10th for Anyway Boy. Alpha Cheap's been naughty at the end of qualifying. They're getting in the way of a few drivers there. Mean Woody is going to be starting in 12th, and on the back is Swinney, who hasn't set a time. So you're on appeals, yeah. I would say that's definitely grounds for major what's the word I'm looking at? Repercussions. That's the word I was looking for, repercussions. You don't want to be doing that. That's just bad games, really, I will say. So, oh. So here we go, we've got the race underway now. We've got 5 red lights. And we are away for the start of this Grand Prix. As Dan managed to get a good start, or Fake Scouser, who's going to be leading the way. Thomas managed to get a good start getting alongside that Ferrari. And as both Haas's are now moved up, there's a little bit of argy-bargy there. Thomas is sandwiched in between the Little Margin and Dan there. As Thomas is going to be able to manage to get up there. And it looks like he's actually managed to get into that second place there nicely. Little Margin up into third. We're going to get the rest of the data up here. Nicely does it. Little Margin going for that move down into turn 6 there, and pushes the Haas a little bit wide, and Thomas has now dropped down into third position. We've seen a lot of changes. We've seen Dan is actually... Whoa, what happened to Dan? I just missed that. He's all the way down at the back of the grid. And that's a bit unfortunate there. We're going to move up to the front here. So we've got the championship leader of Northover right now. Is currently sitting in 5th position. How is that going to be for him? We'll soon see. Doubted String actually looks like he's going to be going for a move, is he? No. Oh! Alpha Cheebs there, getting a bit too close there, trying to get a bit too much of a slipstream. Easy peeps, what's he want to do? Meld with the car in front? A bit too close for comfort there, I think. Yeah, I think some people are possibly getting a bit irritated with Alpha Cheebs, it seems, maybe. I mean, I know I would, as a... Oh, Mean Movie has a left session, hopefully to get back in. A little bit of a disconnection error, it seems. So Pahandro's managed to create a gap behind, ahead of Northover there. 1 second between Pahandro and Northover right now, so he's not going to be able to get the DRS unless he could close in that extra 1/10.5 in the next few seconds. As right there, you see that white line. Did he manage to close that gap enough? I don't think he did. So they come up there. Nope, he didn't. So top 4 of DRS. Fake Scouser, Little Margin, sorry, went flying past Fake Scouser there. Fake Scouser was basically a sitting duck there, unfortunately. Going to go down to see the 2 Aston Martins battling it out side by side. Now looks like Swinney's giving CJ Drama a little bit of a nudge off the track there, not very team-like. I will say that. And we've got the two Ferraris battling out, and it looks like Dan's managed to get past Alpha and move up into 11th place. Nicely done there. Oh, Nivy, oh, he's seen the window opening, but that is definitely going to be slammed shut right away. Alpha Chiefs has left the session, so we're now down to 11 drivers, unless... Yeah, it's Mean Moody's not came back yet, unfortunately. Yeah, but Imagine might fight for a win here. We'll see if that is going to be the case in 25 laps time. But right now he's done quite exceptional there. What car is... Oh, it was Anime Boy. We've got an on board there from Doubt String, seen Northover and Nivy battling out. Northover is going to be dropping down to 6th position there. Nivy managing to get up next to his Williams teammate for that 5th position. We've got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings for CJ Drama. Nivy going for that move there, but ended up... no, sorry, Northover managing to get back past up into 5th place, and Nivy almost been overtaken by Doubted String. Ends up going... taking avoided action. Oh, he's still trying to squeeze up the inside of turn 3 and 4 here. Is he going to manage to make this work? No, not yet. Doubted String is still fighting this. Going around turn 5, he's going to have the inside line going into turn 6. Is he going to go for a move on the Silver as well? They get a little bit argy-bargy, but I think Northover's going to manage to keep that. Yes, he does. And Doubted String manages to get that 6th place there. Nicely done. I'm going to stay on board with a little margin because he's going to be able to get that DRS from Thomas up ahead. And Thomas is going to get the DRS from Fake Scouser also, so let's see how this is going to go. And we've also got Pahandro, who has got DRS also. Who is going to be the one coming out in the lead here? It looks like it's going to be Fake Scouser. Then Thomas, Little Margin and Pahandro again. Is Doubted String going to be able to get this move done on Northover? He's going to have the inside of the line here for turn 14. It's not on the grippier part of the track though, so that's a bit unfortunate there for the Alpine driver. He has to settle back down for 6th position, but that could all change going into turn 1. He's going to have the DRS again. He's not got the battery though. He's using up all of his battery to try and keep up with Northover and try and get an overtake done. He's going to have to start trying to save the battery a little. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. That's for Anime Boy, who's went behind Mean Man Moody and Alpha Tubes. Unfortunately, Anime Boy's not been very lucky here. He's retired from the grid, so we're down to 10 drivers remaining now by lap 5. So let's see, is Fake Scouser going to be under threat from Thomas Lockmargin or Pahandro? We will soon be able to find out. It looks like he's managed to he's using that battery quite effectively, but holding on at Thomas here. Is he going to be overtaken by that Mercedes of Lockmargin? He's going to take that inside line. Is Lockmargin trying to take it the shortest line possible to turn 16? And Thomas manages to hold off on that 2nd place nicely there. Absolutely beautiful defending. 2 seconds, folks. Sorry about that there, folks. Just trying to sort out food for tonight. Little Margin looks like he's going to be able to make a move on Thomas, and Thomas is going to be left a little bit vulnerable here. He's going to have that, Little Margin's going to have that inside line into turn 14. Gets pushed out a little bit wide there, it seemed, but Little Margin managed to make that nice and clear up into second place. Pahandro into third, also Thomas down into fourth. But unfortunate there for Thomas. But there is still plenty of time left in this Grand Prix. We've got about 20 laps left in this Grand Prix. Welcome along all those who are joining. Got Dan, who started on pole position, not having the best of luck out there, ended up by this corner on lap 1, ended up down at the back of the grid, but he's managing to make his way up little by little, and he's catching up to these drivers here who are battling it out for 5th position here. Still got 2 battles going on. We've got the battle for 5th and the battle for 1st. Oh, and Swinney almost smashed into the barrier and almost equalised everyone. And I've just realised I've not even had the tyres up right now. So Little Margin, Fake Scouser, Thomas and Doubted Strength are all on medium compound tyres. And everyone else is on the hards. So hard's been the preferred tyre of choice for most of the grid, which is actually a little bit more surprising. Oh, and Doubted String getting barged out away from Swinney, and is Swinney going to manage to be able to hold that position? Nope, Swinney has to back off, is back down into 8th position. He could be under threat from Dan, who will be desperate to make a comeback after getting that pole position. And unfortunately not having the best of luck out there, trying to go around the outside of Doubted String. Is it going to work? I don't think it is. So we've seen the hearts of Thomas and the Little Margin both pop into the pits. Both were on the medium compound tyres, now opting for the hards to do them a long time. Doubted String going off the track there, and oh yeah, almost ends up getting collected from Dan. Ends up Swinney, and is the other Aston Martin going to be going for a move here? It looks like he is going to try to make contact there, and Doubted String is now down into 8th position there. Really unfortunate there for the Alpine. Pahandro, if stays third until mediums in front pits, he will have the advantage. Yeah, if he stays where he is, if he even gets in front of Fake Scouser and just starts pulling away a little, you could actually end up getting this due to traffic. But we'll see how that is going to fare. If he could keep it good until lap 20, lap 21, then I think he is all sorted. But the mediums will start to go off, and I think Fake Scouser will be opting for a pit stop soon. Is he? Not yet. Oh, that's quite surprising. Let's see, is Pahandro going to be able to hold off? Is Fake Scouser going to be able to hold off Pahandro? We'll be able to see soon enough. Navy is right on the tail of Northover going into turn 6. We'll soon see if going down to turn 14, think if they could actually go for that move and get the position on Northover, it could be possible. There's a big gap between Northover and Pahandro though, 7.5 seconds from the leading bunch. Ivan Thomas did pit. Wait, so is Margin going with 2-stop? He cannot be on hards for that much time. Yeah, I think it is possible to be on the hards for 21 laps, about 20 laps. Could have been a bit of an early pit stop, but again, we'll see how things are going to go. He could be trying to get the major undercut. Fake Scouser into the pits now, and so that was Fake Scouser actually just going into the pits that we've just seen now. Northover is into the pits also off them hard compound tyres already. That's actually surprising. I didn't think it would only last 10 laps. He's going on to medium tyres. Oh, is he trying for a 2-stop? Because I can't see mediums going that far into the Grand Prix. Doubted Strings on 9-lap old mediums. I'm honestly confused. But yeah, Thomas did pit off the medium compound tyres a couple of laps ago, on end of lap 7 I think it was, onto the medium, into the hard compound tyres, off the mediums onto the hards. So I'm just trying to make sense of this, how, unless Northover just wasn't a... Jeezy peeps, that was a big kick oversteer there going through turn 7 there. For Doubted String, I think maybe their medium tyres are starting to show their life now. Let's see, Fake Scouser on their fresh hard compound tyres, just Doubted String just gets out the way. Nivi and Pahandro are sitting 1 and 2 right now, as Dan is in 3rd place in that Ferrari. CG Drama Swinney, Lot Margin, Thomas and Fake Scouser. So right now, technically, net leader right now is Lot Margin, only driver that has pit behind these top 5 anyway. Right behind them is 6 seconds, 6.1 seconds. We've got Thomas and Fake Scouser both pit. Northover also. He's just managed to get the pass done on Doubted String, who's rightfully so coming into the pits, and I think they're going to be fitting the white wall Pirellis, the hard compound tyres. Yep, so it's most likely it'll be a 2-stop Grand Prix. But then Doubted String just done 9 laps on the mediums themselves, so I'm just confused on this. Northover maybe trying for an offset here, trying to catch up what he can on the mediums. Maybe it was just, I know that before, of course, I've not even actually raced on this game. Oh, careful. So I do remember before how the hards at some tracks were absolutely abysmal. And the mediums were just like miles better. So whether that's still the case, I'm unsure of. Now, Sam, you'll have maybe have a better knowledge than me, since I've not really raced in probably about 2 years now, unfortunately, since my wheel did get busted up. Looking at Fake Scouser getting past Thomas here. And the more time they spend fighting each other, it's the more time Little Margin has to pull away, and he already created a 4.2 second gap from the two Haas's battling with each other. Wait a minute, I just realised that one Haas has got normal colours and the other one's pink. Got the cherry blossom. That's actually quite cool. I like that. sorry, I just noticed that there, and I was thinking to myself, 87, isn't that Behrman's number? Why's he got like a hat on, a helmet, my god, a helmet with 87 on it, and I just realised it'll be a special Behrman helmet, I'm guessing. So we'll go up to the further up the front here. Two seconds. So sorry about that, folks, there. So, just about to come up to halfway in this Grand Prix in about 1 lap's time. Now, we've got Northover, only driver on the medium compound tyres right now. Sitting 7.4 seconds, 7.5 seconds off of Thomas right now. Thomas has been doing quite exceptional. Same with Fake Scouser and a Little Majin, who all sit in the top 4 right now. Well, not right now, but in terms of pit stops right now. Unless there is a secret special safety car that ends up coming out. Who knows? We always have that chance of that happening. We've got CG Drama and Nivi. Is Nivi going to be able to get this cut back? Nope, it doesn't look like he manages to get that done. Unfortunately, don't think he even opted for it, just stuck it around the outside, but no luck there for Nivi. He's going to have the DRS again, going down into turn 1. It's not going to be giving him any favours really though, but unfortunate for that, for them. Oh, and I just realised I've got a new subscriber to the channel. Welcome on, Thomas. Glad that you have subscribed to the channel. So thank you for that. That's me up to 94 subscribers, it will seem. Oh, let's see the Mercedes of Little Majin coming through on Nivi here around the outside. Absolutely stellar move. You can see the grip difference there between Nivi and the Little Majin. And the Little Majin is now making his way through the field here. He's got CJ Drama up ahead on 7-lap older tyres. Is he going to get it done here, or is he going to wait for the DRS? I think the better idea would be to wait for the DRS just a brief moment. Yeah, well, now he could go for the overtake now. As soon as he crosses that white line, there we go, and get that done right away. Nicely done there from Little Majin. And now CG Drama has been a bit of a silly one. Could have let him pass it a little bit earlier and could have had an extra lap of DRS. Looking at Swinney, thought he was getting past Nivi, who... Did Nivi have a DRS? No, yeah, he did. Fake Scouser looks like he's trying to come through as well, and he is right on the tail of all these drivers here. He's going to have a go at Swinney going through turn 16. Doesn't look like it. DRS is wide open for going down into turn 1. We're going to move up to Little Majin here, so he's sitting 3.5 seconds off of Dan on them old medium tyres. Oh, wait a minute, we've got Swinney and Fake Scouser. Fake Scouser's holding that around the outside. He's going to manage to make it work. Yes, he does. A superior grip of the fresher rubber is absolutely what he needed. Absolutely beautiful job there from Fake Scouser. Little Martians managed to absolutely cut that gap in half to done. And Fake Scouser and Thomas are just being held up by these drivers, unfortunately. Now Fake Scouser a lap later has managed to make that move. And is it just me, or am I seeing some dark clouds rolling in? Is it possibility of rain? Has Pahandro or anybody else done an absolute blinder here? That's the question, because if you look over that direction, you see the clouds starting to come in. We'll see in the next couple of laps if that is going to end up turning into rain. Swinney is into the pits now, off of them hard compound tyres. Let's see how Fake Scouser is doing. He's managed to catch up to the back of Little Margin. Little Margin going a bit deep there. Into turn 12 there. Let's see how he's going to do against did he manage to get the DRS? No, he hasn't. He has closed up a good bit. Both of them are trying to save. Did I actually manage to get the DRS there from the ghost car of me, Moody? He's not going to get the DRS from the next car, though, that the other Ferrari, who's definitely cause of Alpha Cheap. He's definitely definitely getting in the way, even as a ghosted AI car. So it's a bit unfortunate there. Looking on at Dan, ends up going a bit wide and allows a lot of margin past. I think he realises it's pretty much pointless at this stage to fight, especially with the offset of a whole entire pit stop being the case. So you think if Pahandro could get to lap 18 on them, he could win this? We'll soon see. He's doing quite well out there. He's got 7.5 seconds in hand and in the fresh tyres. But we can see how quick Little Margin is going on the fresher hard compound tyres. So we'll see if that is going to be helpful. We've only got 10 drivers left in this Grand Prix right now. On lap 18 and still both the Williams have not made a pit stop yet. Same with Dan. So all three of them drivers have not made a pit stop. Alpha Tube's AI car is just coming into the pits now. Let's see, how is Fake Scouser doing? Still right on the tail of Little Margin. He's got 2 lap fresher tyres. The SRS proven to be effective. You can see that gap closing ever so quickly, but it's not going to be enough to close the gap on Little Margin. We've got Thomas swapping places with Nivi there, managing to take that 5th position there. Nicely done there from Thomas to get that 5th position. We've got Pahandro coming into the pits, and same with Dan on lap 19 now. Well, lap 18 for them into lap 18, so nicely done for getting that far into this Grand Prix. See Dan coming around Thomas into 3rd place. Pahandro is away now. Same with Dan. Nivi is coming in also. Let's hope the Williams team are ready for him. There's not going to be any delays. Oh, come on, Jackman, get out of the way. Nivi a bit unlucky there, and it looks like he may end up being overtaken by Nordover. Is he? No, he's not. So Nivi managing to get out into 8th position. Dan in 7th, and we've got Pahandro, who's sitting quite a way back from Little Margin, so it could end up coming down all to the end. He's going to try and do 10 laps on them medium compound tyres. He's done very well on the hards. So your top 3 is Pahandro, Fake Scouser, then Little Margin, and then Thomas. Let's see if that is going to be right. We've got 10 laps in this Grand Prix remaining, so we'll see if that is going to be the case. We'll sit on board with Fake Scouser and see if he's going to be able to get a move done on Little Margin within 2 lap younger tyres. Come on. Oh wait, Thomas is pit again. Thomas going on to the medium compound tyres again now. So he's going to drop all the way down. Oh. I'm actually surprised by that. Andrew, Margin, Fake. Oh. Andrew, Fake, Margin. Right, so we'll see. So you definitely think Pahandro is going to win this. We'll see if that is going to be the case. I mean, we're on lap 20, he's sitting 15 seconds behind. Is he going to manage to peel that in that time? We'll soon be able to find out. I mean, he's going to be able to get a better exit out of all the corners with being on them fresh stuff tyres, but is he going to end up burning them up too quickly? That's the question. But then again, Little Margin and Fake Scouser have already done 10 laps. It's going to go till 18 laps, or 20 laps for Little Margin by the end of this Grand Prix, so it's going to be a tough call. I mean, I remember before when I'd done this 3-second time penalty for North over there, but I do remember before that it was a soft hard. It used to be, you used to do 7 laps on the softs, and then you do like 21 laps on the hard compound tyres. That was the optimum strategy a few years ago. I think that was maybe on like F1 22, 21 maybe. Margin might react, or even lose 3. Even Dan is still in the battle for podium. Yeah, Dan is sitting there quite neat. Little Margin came into the pits onto the mediums. That, and so did Fake Scouser. That wasn't expected. I thought they were going to go to the end, but Pandro is taking the lead of this Grand Prix. Now Sam, what kind of sidekick are you, right? We'll see if, I mean, what imagine and Fake Scouts are on fresher tyres here against the rest of them. Dan could be still in the battle for it, but I think Little Magin's been a bit too strong here tonight. So I think I've got more money on Little Magin here, but yeah, this battle has actually heated up quite a bit here coming in the closing stages of this Grand Prix. We've got Fake Scouts are getting the move done on CJ Drama there. And he's also going to have the DRS to full effect there. I'm going to go to Little Magin. He's going to look for a move on Swinney, who has no DRS. Nicely done. Oh, Little Magin right into the back of that Ferrari. Fortunately enough, no damage to that Mercedes or the Ferrari, it seems, so nicely done there in not causing damage. So now you're sure. Oh, I literally looked down for a brief second. Handro, Magin, Fake Scouser, right, okay, we'll see if that is going to be the case. We've got Fake Scouser, we've got to get up 2 more positions. I will say Pahandro has done excellent tyre strategy there and just doing that one stop, and it always shows that the one stop, if you just be a little bit kinder to your tyres, it will pay off absolutely insane amounts. Looking on at Fake Scouser, he's going to try and hold it around the outside of turn 7 on Swinney. Oh, and Swinney just got ahead by a smallest margin, a little bit of contact there, and the Fake Scouser almost goes flying off into the runoff area, but managed to keep that under control quite nicely. So it looks like Fake Scouser is going to go for the move now on Swinney. Will makes that look easy with the DRS assist, and Dan is going to be up next. Mostly Dan has been doing quite exceptional here. We're going to have a look at the position changes right now. Swinney is up 8 places. The biggest gainer here coming from is that P13? Yeah, I think it is. What margin? 135.785. We are on lap 23 in this Grand Prix out of 28, so we're almost at the end stages of this. We've had a short sprint qualifying session, and then we've had a 10-lap sprint race, and then we've also had an 18-minute qualifying session also. I was just thinking there, looking at the gap, Little Magin's managed to close in a couple of seconds there in the previous lap. Can he possibly end up getting the win here? As Fake Scouser comes up to complete the podium predictions for Nissan. Oh, and Fake Scouser getting a 3-second time penalty. Who else has got one? So we've got Dan, Swinney, CJ Drama and Northover all got 3-second time penalties. Right, so we've got that locked in there from the Samson. It's going to be Pahandro, Watmasian and Fake Scouser. Is that going to be the case? Time will tell, and the racing gods shall tell us in just a few laps' time. 5.5 seconds is the gap between Watmasian and Pahandro right now. He's going to have to try and pull everything he can out the bag, but if he gets within that 1 second range by lap 27, it could be curtains for Pahandro, but we'll soon see if that is going to be the case. Congrats to me, says my son. Just so you know, my phone could possibly die, so I'm going to end up disconnecting from the chat, so I do apologise for that. I'm going to try and get it on charge right now, but my charger is really dodgy. We'll stay on board with Dan right now, who's battling for that third position. Now, where is my charger? I can barely even see in this room. Is because it's dark coloured wire. So if I get it correct, I give everyone maximum penalties. I mean, you're the FIA, you said, didn't you? So I guess you can. Oh my god, you POS charge, for God's sake. Sorry folks, I'm trying to charge my bloody phone, it's just not working. There we go, I think I'm finally... Oh, fuck you then. Sorry, my phone just really does annoy me, and it just never wants to go on charge properly, so... Oh, there we go, I think I'm getting a little bit of charge now, so... There's something. So, Dan still not able to make a move on Fake Scouser, unfortunately. Thomas, if he could pull up just that a little bit more, he could end up getting the jump on both the Aston Martins and managing to get a fifth position. Dan avoiding going for a move right now. And yep, as things stand right now, it looks like it could be possible Pahandro, Watmasian and Fake Scouser, so it could be yep, Dan is running quite low on the ERS side of things. Everyone else is running quite decently. Watmasian and Pahandro, of course, are using exponential amounts because trying to battle for just keeping distance right now. Dan has unfortunately got nothing that he could fire back unless he saves up a bit. Is getting up there slowly but surely. We'll see, is he going to manage to get an overtake done, and my phone is somehow jumping on and off charge multiple times now, and I'm not even touching it. So that just goes to show you how buggered my phone is. It's literally charging and stopping, charging, stopping, charging, bloody hell. Dan now getting a way better exit out of turn 13, gets that move done, gets the DRS to boot. After he's already made the overtake, now Dan is in the fight for this podium, just like what you said. Dan is still in the fight, but he is running a bit lower on battery. He's just about to go on to the penultimate lap here tonight. And on just started lap 27 of this Grand Prix. So only 2 laps left to go. Is Fake Scouser going to manage to get that third position back, or is Dan going to manage to hold off the attacking Haas? And judging by Thomas right now, if he could just pull in another 10th or 2, he could end up getting that 5th position quite easily there, in which he's doing it quite nicely. So he may just get that by the skin of his teeth there and get that 5th position due to the 3-second time penalties. fake wall attack on the last lap on the straight. Yep, I could see he's got plenty of battery there, so he's got the opportunity to go for that move. So I don't think, no, he's not going for it yet. He's just holding off. He's not going to allow Dan to get that DRS. You could see him actually holding back. And he braked way earlier there, so he's just waiting for that perfect opportunity to go. Dan will be sweating it right now. He will be feeling the pressure. A lot of margins closed in that gap on the Williams to 2.5 seconds. Or quick look, they're both sitting at almost identical amounts of battery right now. And Fake Scouser, to avoid going for that overtake right now, he's holding off. He's actually using no battery. So let's see if the mystical Nizam is going to be right here. Is he going to be going for the attack and waiting for the rundown into turn 14, or the DRS straight between turns 13 and 14? Is he going to be going for that move? Let's see if that will be the case. I think that is possibly the best overtaking opportunity left on the circuit. And we've got Thomas, who actually managed to close in that gap, so he will be able to walk away with that 5th position, providing that he gets no more penalties, and Nivi could actually move up to 6th also. Fake Scouser, he's fluffed it. He's went out wide at turn 12. He's going to have to absolutely book it now. Both of them have got plenty of battery left in this. Has Fake Scouser absolutely fluffed it by holding off so long? It looks like he's fluffed it. He's fluffed it. He went out a bit too wide at turn 12, going into 13, and now he's just messed up for himself. That's so unfortunate. Their Fake Scouser. Absolutely brilliant drive from him there as well. He held off just a bit too much there. Pahandro walks away with the win. And wait a second, did he get any penalties? I'll need to check that if Pahandro got a 3-second time. No, he didn't. Little Margin did it actually catch him. One more lap, 2 more laps at most, and Little Margin could have walked away with that. That was quite intense there at the end. Nicely done from Pahandro to get that win off the one pit stop. Little Margin 2nd, 3rd for Dan, 4th for Fake Scouser. Then we've got Thomas managing to get that 5th, same with Nivi in 6th. Unfortunately, with CJ Drama and Swinney ended up with 3-second time penalties. Both that drops them down both 2 positions. Northover in 9th position. Got Doubted String coming home in 10th. And he's realising that he's running a bit low in the fuel department, it seems. He'll just be getting to the end of it. We've got Pahandro saying thank you to Nassam for the strategy. Going to lap 18 on the hard compound tyres, and then going the rest on the mediums. So nicely done there from Pahandro. Definitely, would say, candidate for driver of the day, certainly. Wee victory dance there for Pahandro. Alongside him, Little Margin there on the left and Dan on the right there. Congratulations to all 3 of them there, and Fake Scouser commiserations on just missing out on that there. So we'll go, that is we'll get the order for the race. Pahandro in first place, and it was Little Margin in 2nd, getting actually the fastest lap, also 1:35.785. Then we've got Dan in 3rd, Fake Scouser in 4th. Unfortunately, going a bit wide at the end there on lap 28 at turn 12 there, and that kind of messed up his chances of going for that move on Dan, which he most certainly would have got, I would say. But Thomas in 5th, Nivi in 6th. Penalties for CJ Drama and Swinney dropped him down both two positions when we got Northover in 9th and 10th for Dowd Strings. Mean Moody disconnected, same with Alpha Cheebs, and Anime Boy ended up retiring in the pit lane. So there we go, that is the end of round 3 here in China, and that was an absolute lovely race, I will say. Apologies about not being able to bring as much excitement and having to keep it down a little bit more there. It's just my little baby is sleeping at the moment in the next room, so I can't exactly bring as much excitement as previously. But from me, I should hopefully be here next week. Again, we'll have a quick look at the calendar. Right, so we'll have a quick look at the calendar. Tier 2 calendar, here we go. So next week it's going to be Azerbaijan, so we're going to be in Baku, and there's going to be double points, so that's certainly one to look out for. So until next time, folks, take care, and for me, it's peace out.